Donald Trump is back as the president-elect in 2025, ready to take charge of the world's biggest economy once again. During his campaign, he made many big promises, and now it's time to see if he can deliver. With a strong mandate from American voters and the support of a Republican Congress, Trump has a lot of power to make changes. But will things really go as smoothly as planned? What impact will his ideas have on the everyday lives of Americans? Stay tuned as we dive into what's next for the U.S. economy under Trump's leadership. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on the latest economic and political developments. Trump's promises and economic vision. Trump promised to cut taxes, bring back jobs, and make other countries pay more towards global projects. One of his well-known phrases, "We will drill, baby, drill," shows his plan to increase U.S. oil production to help the economy and make America more energy independent. But turning these big promises into real actions won't be simple. He has to face political hurdles, tough economic challenges, and meet the high hopes of the American people. It's a big task, and everyone's watching to see if he can make these changes happen as planned. Americans voting with their wallets. In the 2025 election, many Americans voted because of their worries about the economy. Rising inflation, high prices, and job uncertainty made things tough for families. Since early 2020, inflation has cut into people's buying power, with prices going up more than 20%. For many younger Americans under 50, this was the first time they felt the real impact of inflation, and it was a big shock. Now, one of Trump's biggest tasks is to fix this problem and bring prices back under control. It won't be easy, but it's what many people hope to see. The role of the Federal Reserve. Usually, it's the Federal Reserve, Fed, that handles inflation and keeps the economy steady. The Fed sets interest rates, which affect how much it costs to borrow money for both people and businesses. However, Trump wants more control over the Fed's decisions, saying he has better instincts than some of its current members. This could be a risky move because when politics mix with central banking, it often leads to more inflation and market problems. Trump might even try to replace the current Fed chair, Jerome Powell, in 2026. Which could bring big changes in how the Fed handles money policies. Trump's tax plans, more cuts, or new strategies. During Trump's first term, one of his major accomplishments was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, which lowered taxes for both individuals and businesses. These cuts are set to expire in 2025, and Trump, along with many Republicans, wants to extend or even expand them, believing it will help the economy grow. However, continuing these cuts comes with challenges. The government needs money to cover the cost of these tax breaks. And without careful planning, it could lead to bigger budget deficits. To pay for the cuts, Congress may have to reduce spending in areas like healthcare or remove certain tax breaks. If these changes aren't made, the national deficit could grow, which could weaken the economy over time. This is a key issue that Trump and Congress will need to address as they decide the future of these tax cuts. The national debt, a growing concern. The national debt is a big issue for the U.S., and it could rise to over 125% of the country's GDP by 2030. This means the government's debt might become bigger than everything the U.S. economy produces in a year. Trump's plan to cut taxes could make this problem worse if there aren't matching cuts in spending or other ways to bring in money. If the debt keeps growing, interest rates could go up, making it more costly for the government to borrow money. This would also affect everyday Americans, making loans and credit more expensive. Deregulation and economic growth. Trump has always pushed for reducing government rules to help the economy grow. In his first term, he cut many regulations on industries like oil, airlines, banking, and tech. He plans to keep doing this, believing that fewer rules will help businesses grow faster and lower costs. However, some people worry that loosening these rules could cause problems. For example, in the oil industry, it might hurt the environment, and in finance, it could lead to risky financial practices. While deregulation may help businesses, it could also create new challenges for the country in the long run. Tariff strategy, bringing jobs back or raising prices. Trump's trade policies have always sparked debate, and in 2025, it seems his approach will stay the same. He has proposed imposing tariffs of 10 to 20% on imported goods, with even higher rates on Chinese products. The idea behind these tariffs is to make foreign goods more expensive, encouraging companies to move their manufacturing back to the US. This could create more jobs in the short term and boost local production. However, there are risks. Higher tariffs might raise the cost of raw materials and products, which could make it harder for US companies to compete globally. Additionally, the higher prices could affect consumers, especially lower-income families who are already struggling with high costs of living. While the goal is to strengthen the U.S. economy, these policies might lead to higher costs for everyday Americans and could create challenges for businesses trying to grow and compete. Deportation plans, economic implications. Trump's tough stance on immigration is a key part of his economic plan. He has promised to carry out the largest deportation program in U.S. history, targeting undocumented immigrants. There are around 8.3 million undocumented workers in the U.S., and many are essential to industries like agriculture, construction, and hospitality. If a large number of these workers are deported, it could lead to a serious labor shortage. This shortage could cause businesses to struggle, increasing costs for both companies and consumers. For example, food prices could rise sharply because of a lack of farm labor, and the construction industry might face delays and higher costs. These changes could hurt the housing market and other sectors that rely heavily on immigrant workers. While Trump's immigration plan aims to secure jobs for U.S. citizens, the consequences could be far-reaching and impact the everyday lives of many Americans. Impact on agriculture and construction. Agriculture and construction industries depend on low-cost labor from undocumented workers. If Trump's deportation plan happens, it could disrupt these industries, leading to higher food prices and slower housing development. These changes could hurt the overall economy, as both agriculture and construction are crucial to U.S. growth. For many Americans, this would mean higher costs in everyday life, such as increased grocery bills and more expensive homes. The impact of these changes could be felt by families struggling with rising prices, making it harder for them to keep up with basic needs. Potential economic slowdown. Trump's plans aim to boost growth, but there are risks of an economic slowdown. Higher tariffs could raise business costs, and labor shortages could make it harder for companies to find workers. With increased debt, businesses might cut back on investments, slowing job creation and economic output. This could lead to a recession or even a depression if these challenges are not handled carefully. Everyday Americans could feel the effects of a slowing economy, with fewer jobs and higher prices, making it harder for families to keep up with their financial needs, balancing bold ideas with economic realities. Trump is known for his bold ideas, but history shows that many of them change after he consults with advisors and experts. For example, his original plan to replace federal income tax with tariffs caused a lot of debate, but it was later toned down into a more practical approach. It's likely that many of his proposals in 2025 will follow a similar path, starting with strong ideas that get adjusted as he faces political and economic challenges. These changes are part of the process, as Trump fine-tunes his plans to fit real-world conditions. As President-elect Trump steps into office in 2025, his plans for the U.S. economy come with both big promises and big risks. Will tax cuts and fewer regulations really bring more growth? Or could his tariffs and immigration changes make things harder for businesses and everyday Americans? Only time will tell if Trump's bold ideas can truly make a difference. What do you think? Will his policies help boost the economy? Or will they bring more challenges? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more simple breakdowns of the latest news and updates.